we cut taxes and we cut government expenditure. So, Mr. Speaker, if you look at some of the taxes, for example, if you look at the excise duty on coal, the 5%, in principle, Mr. Speaker, what it will do is going to kill cement, clinker manufacturing industries. And with that, we are going to lose jobs, lose revenue, and will not be able to realize the target. Additionally, the import declaration fee, Mr. Speaker, that has been raised from 2.5 to 3.5% is going to be moved to the final consumer. And since we import most of the items, for example, medicinal drugs, Mr. Speaker, it means hustlers and the poor patients will not be able to afford medicine. So, Mr. Speaker, what I want to say is this finance bill, we need to say no to it and possibly try to cut on taxes. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, the levy, eco-levy on plastics is going to increase price on plastic packages. And in reality, that is going to affect export of flowers and make our flowers not competitive. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Victor Koech, Chepalungu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. It's unfortunate that I'm now getting 1.5 minutes, but nonetheless, I will try my best. Mr. Speaker, this particular debate is taking a totally different angle, a political angle. As to why I'm saying this is because members have now deviated from arguing from a point of facts to now dealing with political issues. As to why I'm saying so, Mr. Speaker, is the fact that now informing the House that bread is going to be taxed. While the fact is, the committee led by Kimani Kuria sought the public opinion, and on sorting on the public opinion, the committee is now dropping 16% VAT on bread. On motorcycle, Mr. Speaker, again, the committee report is saying that instead of allowing importation of motorcycles, we promote our local manufacturers so as to create job opportunities for our citizens. And in that case, Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you so much.
Jalango Langata. Order, yes, Kibagende. What is out of order? And under what standing order are you?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a stranger in the house. I've seen someone resembling Oscar Sudi in the house. There's a stranger in the house, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Kibagende. If you want to provide comic relief, that is a very poor one. Go on, Jalango.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Give order, Anjala. What is out of order? Give Anjala the mic. What standing order are you standing on? What order? What is standing
91.
order?
91, Mr. Speaker.
Pardon?
91.
Order. Order.
91.
Take your seat.
Mr. Speaker.
You have no point of order. Take your seat. Jalango, carry on. Honorable Anjala, I encourage you that yesterday when you spoke, the House listened to you. What is it about? Order, Angela. Angela, you know, standing order 91 is a standing order you use to challenge a colleague who is on the floor and has said a statement that you think is not factual. Order. The member on the floor, Honorable Jalango of Langata, had not uttered a single word for you to challenge him on any fact. So you are out of order. I ruled him out of order already. Jalango, continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, I reject the Finance Bill 2024. Immediately, immediately touched around everything that touches a common person. That is the M-Pesa, the cars, the pads. And I looked back and saw the whole generation in Langata out here having their voices so loud. Even after the amendments, I had to make the choice that I've made today. Now, out here is the Gen Z generation whom I talk to every day. I interact with them on Twitter, TikTok, and everywhere. When most of you will have gone back to the villages, we will be with them here in Nairobi. The question will still be there. And most of you know, I'm the friend to the president. And I spoke to him, and he knows very well that this is my stand. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable Katana. Honorable Katana. You are being grossly disorderly. Please exercise some decorum, not just you, everybody else that is either cheering or jeering. We want to have an orderly end to this. Member for Kuresoi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to give my voice on this important bill. I've been waiting for it since morning. From the onset, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I support the bill 2024-2025. I'm supporting the bill, Mr. Speaker, because of a number of reasons. One of the reasons is the increase in CTF is the increase in CTF by around 50 million. This CTF, Mr. Speaker, is a fund which touches all corners of our country. And this is a fund which has really transformed our country. Mr. Speaker, I also want to say that I support this bill because of the 50 million which has been set aside for electricity. Mr. Speaker, when I go around my constituency, Kuresoi South, people are asking me about electricity, maximization of transformers, and installation.
Ruth Odinga. Can you give...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand up here to reject the bill, the Finance Bill 2024, And mine is very simple. This finance bill is actually an IMF-driven finance bill. One of the tenets of the IMF is to see countries that they come into to stop subsidies, also to promote privatization, but the worst is for these countries to have oppression. That is the oppression of the people. And what you're seeing out here right now on the Gen Z is not only because of the fact that there's the state oppressing them, but IMF is playing a very big role in that is happening. And my good people, let me tell you, Gen Z is out, and I'm very happy. The only thing that I really agree with this finance bill is for the Gen Z to say that Baba should be left out of this mandamano. Thank you.
Ruku.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The people of Better North, Mr. Speaker, 684 villages, they don't have a power connection. 684 villages, if you multiply that by 100 households per village, you realize it's quite a number of thousands of households in my constituency which don't have power. This bill, this budget, Mr. Speaker, it promises the people of Better North that we will be connected with power. We have young people who have been employed as interns. This bill, this budget, it confirms the teachers, the young JSS teachers who have been employed as interns. And also, it promises further 20,000 young teachers also to be employed as interns, Mr. Speaker. Some of them will be coming from Better North, the people who sent me here, Mr. Speaker. And it's for this reason, Mr. Speaker, that I support this finance bill, Mr. Speaker, among other many reasons, such as ensuring...
Time up. Esther Pasaris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, much as I commend the public participation that was done on the bill, and much as I commend the amendments that they have come with, I want to say that I reject, because we need to ensure that we listen to the population and what they're saying. This country right now needs to listen. We need to tighten our belts, we need to live within our means, and we need to address corruption. Yesterday, seeing Obado getting away with a settlement of only 15% when he owes 1.9 billion tells us that we are not serious about addressing corruption. If we address corruption, we will be able to fund the expenses of this government. It is time for us to take a position that corruption is the biggest enemy in the room. And I think I stand ashamed to know that only a house in Loresho is not 40 million. A flat in Nairobi is not 9 million. Even in the settlement, we are actually cutting deals. So we say no to corruption, and we fund and live within our means. I reject the 2014 finance bill. Thank you.
Member for Nyaribari Chache. Mike.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, a time has come as a godly nation to make decisions that will impact positively on the lives of the 55 million plus Kenyans. Today, Honorable Speaker, I stand here to vote and support the Finance Bill 2024 so that the people of Nyaribari Chache and the people of Kenya can get infrastructural projects, electricity, water, and much more. Honorable Speaker, I want to urge the Generation Z to relax, as Kenya Kwanza government means well, and they will be the greatest beneficiaries of the proposed amendments. Honorable Speaker, the Generation Z are young Democrats trying to exercise their constitutional rights to picket and assemble. I am urging the Inspector General of Police, Honorable Speaker, to treat them humanly and provide them with maximum security. Honorable Speaker, the Finance Bill 2024 proposes an export and investment promotion levy with the goal of encouraging consumers to purchase locally produced alternatives, thereby supporting domestic manufacturers.
Caleb Luyali.
Thank you, Speaker. Finally, I got a chance. Mr. Speaker, I use only 1 minute to say we reject this finance bill, we reject the report of the committee on the finance bill. Mr. Speaker, a German social constructivist once said, Alexander Wendt, he once said that anarchy is what the states make of it. Mr. Speaker, this government is going to create anarchy in this country. And this finance bill is going to be the impetus of this anarchy. We have seen what is going around. We have seen every town in this country is occupied. And very soon, members of parliament, their homes are going to be occupied. We cannot sit here and pretend that everything is normal outside. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues on the other side, you have a few minutes to change your mind. We must reject this finance bill.
Gigi Kagombe. Give him the mic.
Thank you, Speaker. I stand to support this Finance Bill 2024 because, Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility as a House to create employment for the people who are out there demonstrating. Mr. Speaker, we also have a responsibility to make sure that we give the right information to the young people of this nation. In as much as they elected us and we listen to them during public participations, we also have a responsibility to tell them the truth. Mr. Speaker, for the people who are lying in Gatondo Hospital and for the doctors who are going to treat them, I vote yes. Mr. Speaker, for the tea farmers who are in Gatondo now and other places, I vote yes. For the JSS teachers, I vote yes. For those people who are guarding us as the police officers, I vote yes. For the members of KDF who need to be paid salaries, I vote yes. For the people that we need to create employment and to create manufacturing in this nation, we are asking that we introduce excess duty on products that are gotten from other countries so that we support our economy. Those people who are out there need jobs. In fact, those people who are being mobilized because they do not have jobs. We have a responsibility to create jobs for them, Mr. Speaker, and we shall not create...
Thank you. Member for Kajiado East. Yes. My. Give him the mic. Yes. Okay. My, use the next mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the chance to contribute on behalf of the people of Kajiado East constituency. I rise to oppose the finance bill for 2024 because the bill has excessive taxes on common wananchi. Mr. Speaker, as you can see, our economy has not improved, and we have about 16% of our population living below poverty line. And the reason is because of bad economy as well as corruption in this country. By taxing them more, I feel like it's putting a burden on wananchi, which we should be doing more to help them than hurting them. Mr. Speaker, when you also look at the fuel levy of 9 shillings, that is another burden to wananchi. I can imagine by people commuting between Kitengela and Nairobi and back and forth, paying more for transport because of the increase of the fuel levy. So, Mr. Speaker, I stand to oppose the bill because it is not friendly to common wananchi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Moses Kirima.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this bill. Mine is that by the time when this bill came originally, it was too bad and it was punitive to the people. And my people had instructed me that if it was to be as it was, I was meant to oppose it. But when I came and raised the issue with the chairman of finance, Mr. Kimani Kulia, he told me that there are going to be some amendments, of which actually what I was told to oppose, the bread, taxation, bondas, rentes essentials, cooking well, and avocados, and the rest, the agricultural outputs. After the amendments, I don't see any reason to oppose it. So I thereby support it with amendments. But if there are no amendments, no way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Ken Chonga.
Thank you, Speaker. From the outset, Mr. Speaker, I stand to oppose this bill. Mr. Speaker, by the mere fact that the drafters of this bill were thinking of taxing bread, milk, rubber, it means that they never had a good intention for the Kenyans. This bill is obnoxious, is diabolical, this bill is pungent and shocking to the lives of Kenyans. Mr. Speaker, I was surprised yesterday, the majority leader here said that life has gone down, that the packet of maize flour right now is trading at 100 shillings. Where in which supermarket can we go and find the one packet? Not unless he has a supermarket that he can direct Kenyans to buy from. Finally, Mr. Speaker, by mere fact of adding 9 shillings to petroleum products, it is implying, therefore, the entire economy is falling down. Everything in the economy depends on fuel, and for as long as we have the price of fuel, everything is going to spiral up. Mr. Speaker, I stand to oppose this bill. Thank you.
Janet Setianei, member for Turbo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I stand to support this financial bill 2024, Honorable Speaker, with amendments. Honorable Speaker, I support this proposed bill as one of the revenue-raising measure with proposed amendments because it's going to give Kenyans an opportunity to receive their due development. They are going to get electricity, the school's infrastructure, bursary. Farmers are going to get subsidy, increased milk prices. The sugarcane farmers are going to get their pending arrears. School-going children are going to be fed. Elderly people are going to get cash transfers. Honorable Speaker, this bill is has also listened to proposals that are going to reduce what the wananchi were worried about. The VAT on sugarcane transportation, the removal of 16% on bread, removal of exercise duty on protect me, Honorable Speaker. This bill proposals are going to see that VAT is removed on bread, there is exercise duty removed on money transfer, there is also VAT removed on sugar.
Yes. Engineer Zengu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I have waited from yesterday, but I want to say from the onset that I raised to oppose this finance bill 2024, and there are many, many reasons why I am opposing it. But one of the reasons is that it is increasing, or it is putting a levy on clinker, which is an imported component of cement. And
yes, Honorable Jeanette, what is it?
Speaker.
What is it?
Speaker.
Order.
Kachili bwana. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I wanted to seek your indulgence, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, to those who are in Parliament, there is time for everything.
Order, members, I can't hear clearly. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, as you're aware in Parliament, there is time for debate, and then there is time for voting. Mr. Speaker, some of our members here on my side took early lunch. They are taking lunch by 10 a.m., I think, ugali and nyama. And they have come here so that their vote can count, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, having debated this bill now extensively, I think we should go now to do our constitutional duty of voting, Mr. Speaker, so that Kenyans can know which direction we are taking, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence to call the mover to reply, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Jeanette. Let Nzengu finish. I had an intention of giving Rosi Museo. Then I will call the mover to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the Finance Bill 2023, it is reported that the road maintenance levy was not collected enough because of increment in the price of the petroleum product. This year, Honorable Speaker, the same mistake is being repeated. We know that from Finance Bill 2023, the price of cement went up. The price of steel went up because of the export promotion and investment levy, which is unnecessary because it is meant to promote monopoly in the industry. The same people that produce cement are the same people that are producing steel, and that is why the cost of construction has gone up and being a deterrent to a lot of Kenyans from constructing their houses or their property. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that I want to reject the proposed bill totally and as a whole. Thank you.
Women Rep Muranga. After that, Rose Museo, then the mover be ready to reply. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I rise to support the bill, and I will vote yes for the bill. Voting for this bill, we are voting for real issues, Mr. Speaker, not for the negative things that have been said in the media to whip emotions. Mr. Speaker, voting for this bill is voting for 6.8 billion for coffee cherry fund. Mr. Speaker, voting for this bill is voting for 46,000 JSS teachers who are internship to be put in the payroll to be employed. Mr. Speaker, we are here to tell our brothers from the opposition that we don't need to whip emotions, and we know who are the sponsors of the ongoing mandamano, and we revisit after the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to add my voice onto this. And I start by saying that I reject this finance bill 2024-2025. And Mr. Speaker, you can see from what is happening in the streets of my constituency, the picketing and the protesting the people are doing on my constituency, because this bill is not undergo due public participation. And that is why I'm saying if they listen to the people in the first place, they should listen again and they take the bill back to the people. We reject it and we ask for it to be withdrawn, be taken to the people, because the people are the taxpayers. They are the people we are subjecting to these taxes. They should be heard. And then, Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the government side not to pretend that they are doing Kenyans favors by introducing these amendments. Actually, these amendments were not there in the Finance Bill 2023. It is not a favor you are doing the people of Kenya, and we are asking the people in the government to listen to the common mwananchi. I've done so, and that's why I reject this bill. I've also listened to my side of the divide of the government, which is the Azimio coalition with the most professors who can never be wrong on this finance bill. And that is why I reject this finance bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Asante. Asante Bwana Spika kwa nafasi hiyo umenipatia. Mimi natoa sauti yangu kupinga mswada huo wa fedha wa mwaka 2024 na 25. Kwa sababu watu wa Makueni wameniambia kabisa mswada huo hawezi kukubali jinsi ulivyo, na nasema hivi ya kwamba Wakenya wametoka katika janga la corona ambalo limeweza kufanya wengi waliishiwa na biashara zao, wengine hawako kazini, na maisha ya Wakenya yamekuwa katika hali ya juu sana, na serikali haijafanya mikakati maalum ya kuweza kuboresha maisha ya wananchi wa Kenya. Tungekuwa katika nyumba hii tukiongea jinsi ambavyo tunaweza kuwasaidia Wakenya waboreshe maisha yao. Nasema hivi ya kwamba kupata pesa ambazo ni za kuweza kusaidia serikali kuendelesha mambo yao, kuna njia nyingi. Kizungu kingi ambacho kimezungumzwa na mwenyekiti wa bajeti, naomba watumie, kwa maana watumie mbinu hizo, wakae chini kama kamati na kuangalia ni jinsi gani wanaweza kuleta fedha bila kumuumiza mwananchi wa kawaida. Tukiangalia mambo ya soda ambayo yamezungumziwa sana, niseme ya kwamba naomba kabisa jinsi nchi zingine zinapeana soda bure,
Yes, Honorable Kimilu. Honorable Kimilu.
Speaker, is it in order for you to deny me a chance to reject this finance bill? Because I've been here since just a day, and you not give me any chance, but I reject this bill, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Kimilu, order. You have rigged yourself to the Hansard. Korea Kimani. Yeah. Korea Kimani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. When I've watched the debates yesterday and today, I celebrate the democracy that our forefathers fought for. That Kenyans across the political divide can sit down for hours on end and discuss issues of this country. And as it has been said, the conversation on our country is no longer about our communities, it is about of how to grow our economy and our country. When we have differed on the how, not on the what we need to do as a country in order to become a growing economy. But Honorable Speaker, sadly, this debate has been skewed in a different way because of the fallacies and the lies have been told. Honorable Speaker, I have seen some members and members of the public say that the bill introduces taxation on cancer patients. I have gone through the bill word by word, clause by clause, and there is absolutely nothing on this bill that mentions about cancer patients. These falsehoods to emotionalize our members of the public is immoral, is wrong, and it is very distasteful. We have seen a lot of contestation, especially by our young people, that there is introduced taxation on digital content creation. Honorable Speaker, this is far from truth. In fact, the bill proposes to exclude content creation that does not lead to money generation. The rejection of this bill will make our content creators worse off than they are in the current provisions of the law. The current provision of the Finance Act talks about content creation even when it is not monetized. The bill proposes to delete content creation that is not monetized, and that is a fact of the matter. So for our content creators, rejection of this bill means that you'll be worse off than we were last year or that we were in the moment. I've watched the debate on sanitary towels and diapers. Honorable Speaker, I grew up during napkin times when children used to be napped with napkins. And I've seen how diapers has revolutionized and modernized our women. A few years ago, Honorable Speaker, the quality of a good mother and a good wife was known by how well she washed the napkins for her children. They used to soak them at night with jik, with hot water, and tire their hands to wash them white. And when neighbors would pass, they would watch how white they are, and the quality of that wife and mother was based on how white those napkins are. Therefore, where we are in diapers, we have greatly revolutionized and given dignity to our wives and to our mothers. What this bill proposes is to give them more dignity by making them use diapers and sanitary towels that they can be good quality, that are affordable, and we can sustain their safety. That is why we are saying that let us use our own locally manufactured products. Honorable Speaker, how much do we hate ourselves as Kenyans that we demonize our capacity to manufacture here locally? How much do we hate our young people that would rather export these jobs to India and China and not have them here in Kenya, Honorable Speaker? We have seen the government allocate resources to ensure we have free sanitary towels for our school-going children. How much do we hate us that do we hate ourselves that we want this money to go to India and China and not to our locally manufactured, and not to our local manufacturers here in Kenya, Honorable Speaker? These arguments came last year. And Honorable Speaker, this House made two, just to emphasize, two difficult decisions. One of them was imposing import duty and excise duty on imported furniture. As we speak, Honorable Speaker, that tax and policy measure has seen the furniture being used in this country, being locally manufactured and creating jobs for young people. If you go to the big furniture shops, like tiles and carpets and the others, they have all started local assembly and local manufacture of furniture. And therefore, the furniture that we are using, courtesy of the Finance Act of 2023, is what is made here locally, Honorable Speaker. Last year, we zero-rated local assembly of mobile phones. As a result, we are producing 400,000 phones every day for the external market. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, it means and demonstrates that giving tax incentives to manufacturers leads to the growth of local manufacturing and continues with the mantle of Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. Honorable Speaker, this bill proposes to exempt pensions payment, to increase pension payments to be tax exempt for salaried people from 20,000 to 30,000. Rejection of this bill, Honorable Speaker, would mean that these pension contributions to take care of us when we get old is going to be tax exempt, and therefore Kenyans will be worse off if this bill is rejected, if the amendments as proposed in the bill. On pay-as-you-earn, Honorable Speaker, all statutory deductions, which are housing levy, chief, and NSSF, have been proposed in the report of this committee to be tax allowable for pay-as-you-earn. Rejection of this bill as amended by this committee would mean that our salaried Kenyans will have less disposable income to take home if this bill as amended is going to be rejected. Honorable Speaker, on the ease of doing business, if you have sales that are that are above 5 million shillings, you are subject to VAT registration. This bill and the report of this committee recommends increasing this from 5 million to 8 million shillings. Therefore, rejection of this bill will, as amended by the committee will make it more difficult for our businesses. Honorable Speaker, you heard the complaints on eating systems last year for our avocado farmers and for the young traders. This bill, as proposed with the proposed amendment by the committee, is exempting subsistence farmers and SMEs with a turnover of less than 1 million shillings from...
Yes, order. Jared Okello, what is the point of order? And under what standing order are you raising? Give him the mic.
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise on a point of order number 91. Honorable Speaker, there is a pattern that is developing into this House that each time we come up with objectivity on a matter such as this, we are being told that CDF will be reduced, there will be no Kera roads. This kind of blackmail must stop, Honorable Speaker. We must always
What is out of order?
What is out of order is what the chair of the Finance Committee is telling us, Honorable Speaker, that it will reduce even issues of this House, Honorable Speaker. But I also reject this bill in total in line with Nyando.
Order, Jared. That is called rigging. Finish up, Kimani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So saying that, Honorable Speaker, this bill, the challenges that I have had on ETIMS and the complaints by our farmers and our SMEs has made this committee recommend the removal of the requirement of registration for ETIMS for farmers and has advocated for what we call reverse invoicing and the reduction of this of the threshold for registration to those with a turnover of 1 million shillings. Honorable Speaker, this is going to lead to a more ease of doing business, Honorable Speaker. On the matter of internet and all this space around internet, Honorable Speaker, this bill proposes to increase investment deductions for fiber, for identifiable rights to the fiber optic cable and spectrum license by a telecommunication operator by 10%. This is going to enhance availability and the rollout of fiber optic and internet connectivity to the whole country, Honorable Speaker. Lastly, I know the generation behind us is used, their quickest mode of communication is platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Honorable Speaker, if you check that platform, the reels are very short, and therefore the way of communication is sensationalized. I'm really urging our young generation, the people that are calling me on my phone, I took my lunch break yesterday and my lunch break today to return all the calls I got to my phone. And I was asking them, you are telling me to reject. Tell me what you want to reject in this bill. Then they say, we have a katatu. I am asking them, what clause is adding additional taxes and difficulty of doing business? They say, we have a katatu, because they have not taken time to understand this. And with that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply.
Order, honorable members. Members on their feet, take your seats. He has concluded, Babu Wino. Order. Order, members, take your seats. Member for Bumula, take your seat. Member, take your seats. Member for Kuresoi. Honorable members, Nyamita, take your seat. Honorable Nyamita, you can't be strolling around the house when you are being told to take your seat. Honorable members, we've come to the end of debate on this bill, the Finance Bill, National Assembly, Bill number 30 of 2024. Before I put the question, I want to direct the House as follows. My question will not attract a voice vote. We will go straight into division. I had directed the House yesterday, and I repeated this morning, that in the interest of proper time management, the voting will be electronic. Order. 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 Honorable Kajwang. Honorable Kajwang, you are my junior but a senior lawyer.